Good evening and welcome to Beyond the Brief, a show where we take a more in-depth look at Ridgeway and its key figures and issues. I'm your host, Kisa0518, and tonight we are joined by CyerMazikeen. CyerMazikeen is a candidate in the election for county sheriff. Before voting wraps up, we want to give you voters a better understanding of the contenders for the office and their policies and plans. Alright, let's start with the questions. What is your opinion on the current state of the sheriff's office?
Current state of the Ridgeway County Sheriff's Office is it's it's at a loss of words. We have an incumbent sheriff who's been here for 7 months who uh, I can't really name anything that's been done, who ran his campaign off of solely lies, in my opinion. It's the best way to put it. A lot of complaints that I've received. A lot of people were just upset that they're stuck where they are. No room for progression. There's nothing really to do. Whenever I looked at it, uh, a lot of issues more with our support side of operations. Our department doesn't really have the best reputation when it comes to handling the court matters, such as things. CID, SRT have had the reputation of being uh, leakers or have had such disdained reputation to the point where other agencies and divisions don't want to work with us. That's an issue that I saw firsthand that I wanted to run off of to make that better. I feel like that's where our main issue is. Working more towards our relation with other departments is going to be my key when running. Other issues, mainly it's just the lack of inspiration. I feel like some members of command, there's just not much there. We have the player base for it. Sheriff's Office should be arguably the largest department within the game. That alongside not much really to do, as I said before.
What plans do you have for the sheriff's office and how do you plan to execute them?
Well, first off, I look at our structure a little bit. Public affairs team that's going to be my main source of problem. It's been neglected since, I don't know, 2 or 3 sheriff terms ago. Sheriff's office structure is in a state, and I feel like that could have been done better. So my first act was to completely restructure the department just a little bit, with the introduction of 2 assistant chairs, a new captain position, the addition of a traffic unit, and alongside putting public affairs back within the department. Uh, Currently sits at the office of the sheriff at the top. It's not really regulated. Nothing really goes on. No events, no newsletters, no art, stuff like that. Alongside with what I've said with the creation of multiple different units, which goes with what I've said before. Gives people motivation, inspiration to try to do better. Rank progressions there, because I know that's a lot of what people want. Working closely with our command staff in regard to bettering our divisions. Most of the command staff I've worked with probably for years now. I'm a class 2 RCSO myself. I've been here for every sheriff term. One thing I felt like would have brought back the teamwork sort of environment was the command meetings that we had in the past. We had very great discussions in what we could discuss. If anybody had an issue with anything that was going on, that was the time to say it. Others would chime in and give their support. But it's mainly just going to be working with my current command staff and seeing where I can chime in to do better. Only so much I can do currently. Currently a air operations sergeant, SRT supervisor. That only limits me to so much. But yeah, that's all I really have on that.
What are some of your strengths?
Strengths, I definitely feel like I have a lot of experience with law enforcement. not just within Ridgeway community alone. Uh, Mayflower, OG Mayflower, all these remades, Clark County. You want to, so if that's what you want to call it. Some of my strengths are I know how to get shit done. Uh, been here since day one. I understand what goes on. Uh, being able to work and putting in a team environment is big stuff I strive on.
What characteristics or abilities do you believe matter most as a county sheriff?
Being open to the public, being able to control a department and having the support of the public, I feel like is the biggest strength to have. I'm gonna leave it at that.
What is your view on the current crime rate and how do you plan to improve it?
Crime rate's high. It's always been high. Like I said before, I really want to work with our special response team and our criminal investigation division to better reputation within the courts, alongside other departments. I'd like to do interagency. What's the best word for it? I like to be able to work with one another again. I remember in the past where TSU and SRT a um had a bond where we could share intel on warrants and cooperate with one another. I think that's the best way I could put it.
Before we wrap up tonight's interview, is there anything else you would like to say to the voters of Ridgeway that we haven't already covered?
Um, that just alongside of I want you guys to vote for somebody who is going to make an impact. As you can see, the past 7 months of a current command member, I can promise you there has been nothing that goes on. I promise you within the first week of office, a lot of this is going to change and it's going to be made to public matters. Um, I plan to keep the public open with a lot of the loops. SRT or CID, declassified releases, IA statistical reports on officers if they're being sustained or unsustained. I just like to keep the public in the loop. Uh, I'm your sheriff. I'm all ears.
Thank you, Sire, for taking the time to join us this evening.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you sharing more of your policies and your view on the Sheriff's Office. We wish you the best of luck tonight as the polls close. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in to the first broadcast of Beyond the Brief. Good night.